Welcome, welcome. I just want to say I so appreciate you taking time away from your busy day to join me this morning. And I wanted to just let you know, part of why I'm doing what I'm doing, having these conversations, is because I so believe that accounting professionals, whether you're bookkeepers, enrolled agents, CPAs, you are unsung heroes. And that was so evident back in March 2020 when COVID happened. Everything went from operation business as usual to within the next day, everything was shut down and people didn't know what to do, especially when they had a brick and mortar business or everything was in their office on servers instead of in the cloud. And what happened is that as accounting professionals, you dedicated countless hours figuring out the whole loan process, being available for your clients to answer their questions, help them to manage their finances so that they can remain solvent instead of having to file for bankruptcy because they didn't have enough cash reserves on hand. Help them navigate through getting the loans to be able to remain operational. You were there devoting countless hours trying to figure out the chaos. They were making the rules as they were building it. And so things were constantly changing. And so often, accounting professionals work tirelessly for their clients and never received a dime in compensation for that. It is evidence to me of how you are really so dedicated to them and making that difference for them. Sometimes you're working harder, you care more about their financials than they do. And that is something that I believe needs to change, is where you are well compensated for the difference that you make for your clients and that you are working with people that respect you, that have boundaries. They're not calling you at 8:15 on Saturday night, expecting you to drop everything and be present for them and take care of them right then and there at their beck and call. So that is something that I am very much attuned to. I feel like it's something that makes a difference between whether you have a business that runs you or whether you run your business. And as a result of putting some specific things in place, you end up actually protecting yourself so that what you're doing and how you're able to serve your clients at that level is sustainable instead of one that leads to burnout, creates resentment, and you just work too many hours for too little money. So some of the things that happen when we start to put these things in place, where you're taking charge of your firm and you're understanding the value and able to communicate that, and also then engaging with clients who respect you and who really care about how you're able to help them, is that you end up having a thriving business. And not just where it's the revenues, but it's about having a firm that supports your lifestyle instead of where you have to sacrifice your personal life in order to be operational. And then the other thing is really that you are able to help your clients understand their financials. You give them financial literacy where they might not have understood the difference between the top line and the bottom line up until meeting you. And because of that, now that they have more insights into their financials, when they're looking at things, they don't wonder whether they ought to be closing their doors because they're losing money when they're actually profitable, but they just don't know how to read the reports. Or another thing is that think about those clients that come to you with things regarding their taxes. They forgot to pay their quarterlies. They don't even know how to set it up. So they ended up with a surprise tax bill. And now they're stressed out because they don't have the reserves on hand to pay it. And that means that they're going to be paying high penalties. And they never, ever, ever want to be in that situation again. Your clients need you for those things and so much more. And the other part of it, of why I work with accounting professionals, is because I come from a family of accounting professionals. No, I'm not in accounting myself. I have dabbled in it during the beginning of my profession, but as far as my career goes, that's not what I do. But my brother, my son-in-law, my sister-in-law, my mom, they've all been around me working in the accounting profession in one way or the other. So I've seen what difference you make, how dedicated you are to your clients. And a lot of times you're giving away information that's of high value and you just don't know how to charge for it. So one of the things I've seen, and it comes up with the clients that I work with also, is really understanding how the pricing part goes, how to be able to actually charge for your services in order to be well compensated for the difference that you're making for your clients. The fact that sales is something that most accounting professionals don't enjoy. So how to enroll clients without feeling salesy or pressuring someone to work with you. How to avoid ending up with those headache clients. Or if you do have some clients that you would love to fire, but you've been tolerating them for much too long, how to effectively address those things and manage them. Having more boundaries and structure. So that way you do get your personal time back. You have more time with your family to do things that you enjoy that are not work related, to be able to take care of yourself better. And then the other thing is how to run your firm instead of having your firm run you. Big difference in those things. And all those things incrementally add up to really being on the road to having your dream firm. So some of the things to look at is really, this course came about from working with my private clients and seeing what their specific needs were and having thousands of conversations with accounting professionals. And really what this course goes into the profitable cleanup formula is what you want to focus on during consultations so that you are able to enroll those clients who recognize your value without being salesy, no longer tolerating those headache clients, and being able to protect yourself from engaging with someone that you thought would be great to work with, and then they never respond to you, or they're constantly asking you why you're doing this and why you charge that much. And they don't really fully understand the value of the difference you make. And the last thing is how to price your services, including cleanup projects, including things that you're currently giving away for free, and really bringing those into your firm so that you're able to earn more without actually necessarily having to build your firm with more clients, unless that's something that you would like to do and choose to do. So what I want to do is I'm going to actually go into the course and show you a little bit about what it looks like inside the profitable cleanup formula. And the very first thing is there is going to be the welcome, where it gives the overview about what it is that the course has. It goes into the different dates, how to be able to get on board for the different client calls, what to expect from that. And then the very first module, which is already available once you enroll into the course, is going from low profit to high profit. So there's lots and lots of resources in there about ideal clients, dealing with those headache clients. But this is one resource that I did want to share because it comes up so often is how do you charge for something that you don't know how to charge for, and how to start becoming aware of what's high value, what you're giving away for free, and then being able to put those things into place. So this is first becoming aware of what you're giving away for free that does have value, and then we can start the conversation of how to charge for it. The other thing that I have available in each of the module is a recording of the meetings. So in case you miss a meeting, you can go here, you can get the recording, and then it will be something that you can go back to over and over and over again. So it is right here. It stays there forever. And along with that, in the course, once you enroll in it, you have access to it forever. I am not taking away access after a certain period of time because I know you're busy and you might not be able to go through all the resources, or maybe you're at a certain place in your firm down the road and you want to go back and refresh something because you're dealing with that specific thing right now. So these resources are available for you forever as long as the course is alive. Module 2 is focusing on going from technician to expert. So this is where you are now positioning yourself as an expert. Clients are no longer seeing you as just a technician, because when they do, they are looking at you having competitive rates. But when you go ahead and position yourself on your expertise and what you know, and that you have the know-how and the skill set to solve their problems regarding their financials, then they are willing to pay you more. They're not as price sensitive. And so this handout here goes right into you understanding your value and what it is that you bring to the table, and how to be able to really understand some of the things that clients value in order to focus on that, and for them to be able to recognize what's different about your firm than maybe somebody else's. Module 3 goes into going from that workhorse to the CEO of your firm. And this applies even if you're a solo practitioner and you don't have a team, but really focusing on how to be able to start making that transition. And one of the things that's a resource in Module 3 is starting to change how you're pricing your services, how to be able to start focusing on pricing based on the value from the client's perspective for your work, instead of from your perspective, which would be basing things on how much time it takes and maybe some other costs. But this is looking at project work. So if you do project work, whether it's cleanups or some other projects for your clients, then this gives you an idea as to how to start. Go ahead. It's a formula, and you put it into play, and it shows you how to go ahead and start pricing your services based on value from the client's perspective. And then we go into Module 4, and this is where we're going from affordable to premium pricing. So how to be able to, once again, I'll go to another resource, never chase money again. So now you're actually saving time from, if you don't like tracking hours, or you want to track your team's hours and not yours, this is a way to be able to stop doing that. And think of how much time you would free up if you're no longer tracking time, if you're no longer sending out invoices, answering questions about those invoices, or following up to get paid on an invoice. It saves so much time when you're actually able to make a shift from invoicing to prepayment, so you're no longer taking a risk. Because I feel that when you're doing the work first and then you're getting paid afterwards, is you are financing your client's work with you. And you're taking a risk of possibly having write-offs or not getting paid in a timely manner. And that affects the cash flow in your firm. So some of the things I think of here and I talk about is how to be able to start automating payments, and also how to start transitioning from invoicing over to prepaid if that is something that is of interest to you, and how that would make a difference in your firm, as well as having the conversations with your clients to make that transition. And then section number 5 is going from stressful to successful, because what happens is, as you're really putting these things in place to take charge of your firm, being seen as the expert instead of a technician, being able to have fees that reflect the value of your work, it makes a difference. It gives back to you in your life, where you're able to work with people more closely. You don't need the factory model style where you need a lot of clients to meet your revenue needs. And because of that, you can now add in more advisory services if that's something that is of interest to you. You can take back some of that personal time to be able to just go ahead and raise your quality of life, or you can maybe do more project work if that's something that you enjoy doing as well. So this is where one of the handouts from this module is being able to really implement this formula. And this particular resource is understanding the formula for value pricing and how most accounting firms typically price their services, and how to start considering things when pricing it based on value from the client's perspective. And once again, it's a resource for you to take, keep, have forever, to be able to reflect back on and be able to use as you continue to grow your firm. The other thing is that there are bonuses in the course. Some of the bonuses is pre-qualifying potential clients. One is handling objections when they come up during a price increase with a legacy client that needs a price increase and you haven't had that yet, or with a potential new client that wants to know why your prices are that high, or that they are not sure if they can afford it. So how to handle those objections in order to really understand how to navigate that conversation with confidence instead of having it throw you off. But the other thing that I have in the bonuses is the script that you can use word for word when you are enrolling a new client into working with you in order for them to see the value. So this is something that could be between a 15 and 30-minute conversation. It doesn't have to be a long 1-2 hour conversation. It can be very, very short, and it actually focuses on the value from the client's point of view. Now, there's some things you need to ask because they help you understand their exact financial needs. But these are additional questions that you can focus on in order for them to see how you're different from other accounting firms that they've been working with and why they ought to be able to engage your services. Because just by asking these particular questions, it is something that builds quick trust where they see that you understand their needs, you care about them, and that you are going to make a difference of resolving their concerns. So those are some of the things that I have inside the course of the Profitable Cleanup Formula. But I also wanted to check in with you and see if you had any questions that you might want to ask me that I can answer, because this is a time for us to talk together and for me to connect with you. So anybody have any questions that they wanted to ask that I can answer for you right now?
The price.
Oh, thank you. I so much forget this. First of all, the course starts next week. And right now the price for the course is $997. One of the things that is unique about this course is it's not a self-study course. Yes, you can go through all these modules on your own and get full value from it. But because of the fact that I want to make sure that this gets implemented and it is an investment, it is something where it's done with you. And we're having weekly meetings where I'm able to do some teaching, answering your questions. We're looking at how to implement this into your firm in a way that works for you and is based on the workflow of your firm instead of adapting to how I would do it. So I'm here to answer your questions to make sure that you're able to implement. And a lot of times just enrolling one new client with this process pays for the entire investment with the course.
Is this a one-shot deal, or do I kind of have a network of people after I get done?
You are more than welcome to connect with anybody that's in the course. What I find is I work with a very select group of people that tend to engage. They're very generous, and a lot of times it's an opportunity to connect with others and possibly get new business or pass referrals. So I'm definitely open, and the people I find that I connect with are very generous, and sometimes you walk away with more business than what you started with. And I know that this is a crazy time of year. That was something that was put in the chat by Shauna. I totally understand that. That is why you have lifetime access and everything is recorded. I only offer this once a year. So this is what I'm offering at this time of year. I realize that right now, bookkeepers have just finished all their 1099s, but they're still busy with cleanup projects. So because they want their clients to get ready to have their books closed out for year end. But being able to price your services according to value and having some of these insights helps you to earn more during tax season than what you would normally be earning. So I do realize that this is a busy time of year, but you can make more money during tax season by having some of these insights than if you were to continue to do things as usual. And the weekly schedule, what Ritz was asking is that it's every Tuesday we meet for the live meetings, and they are from 12 to 2 Eastern or 9 to 11 Pacific time. So they're live meetings. I realize that you might not be able to make all of them. That's why everything's recorded. And once it's recorded, it lives there. It doesn't go away. You can listen to the recordings anytime you want or go back to them. The other thing you can do is if you know you can't make a particular meeting, let me know ahead of time if you have any specific questions that you want answered, and I will answer them during the course meetings as well so that you receive your answers. The other thing, yeah, go ahead, Paul.
How long does it last? Duration?
It's 5 weeks, so it starts next week is the very first meeting, and then we wrap up on March 21st. The other thing is that right now, because you're here, if this is something that does interest you and you do want to enroll, I will go ahead and include a private coaching session with me as a bonus. It's a private coaching session between you and me where I'll answer all your questions. I'll talk with you about your enrollment process, how to be able to maybe create a new stream of revenue on things that you currently give away for free. If you're letting people end up picking your brain, or you're doing reviews during your consultations, how to be able to price your services. So whatever would be a benefit for you, I am happy to answer all those questions during the private coaching session that I'm offering as a bonus, if that is something that you want to do. And just to let you know, enrollment does close tomorrow at midnight Pacific time. So once again, I just offer this once a year. It's $9.97 for the investment. If you do enroll today, I will go ahead and bonus the private coaching session with me as well, so that it's a dedicated conversation. I can answer all your questions. And also there's a risk-free guarantee. If you go ahead and enroll, and you go through the first 2 modules, you show up, you don't feel that you're getting value from this, let me know. I will happily refund your investment. So I am so confident about this course and what it has done, how it has made a difference in how you can take charge of your firm, go from stressful to successful, and really have clients that appreciate you instead of ones that just want as much as they can from you for low prices. It just makes a difference overall, not just in your firm, but in your personal life as well. So does anybody else have, and I realize that you're busy, like I said, that's why it is there all the time. I know that this is an investment of fees as well as time, and I am dedicated to really helping you get results and hand-holding you through this process. And it's 5 weeks so that you can engage and start to put some of these things in, and then we can course correct so it really is working for you and sustainable down the road. So anybody else have any questions? Paul, were there any other questions on your end?
No, not right now.
And Shauna, how about you? Was there anything else that you wanted to ask, or anything else that I can answer for you?
No, not right now. So it's a 2-hour session for 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything's recorded, and then there's modules, and all the workbooks and everything are online that you can access at any time.
Yes, everything's online. I am very, very dedicated to making sure that this is successful for you, that you get your questions answered. And I would say, look, I know that you're busy. It's a busy time of year. With the modules, maybe an hour of your time to dedicate going through the modules before the calls. Some people go to the calls first and then go through the modules. So it's available to you to work in a way that works best for you. But I would say it takes about an hour of each week to go through what's in the modules.
Okay, so that's an hour. So 5 hours of modules, and then 2 hours of training each week?
There's 2 hours of training, and it's me answering your questions. It's showing you how to implement things. It's giving you more insights as to how to be able to bring this into your firm so that you can engage better quality clients and that you charge fees that reflect your value of your services. You're no longer having to really have clients that don't understand why you charge those fees.
Mm-hmm. That sounds great. Do you have a module on marketing and how to identify and find those perfect clients?
That is something that comes up a lot, and it's not part of this course, but it comes up in the conversation, and I'm happy to talk about that part during the course as well and answer all those questions.
Okay.
Was there anything, so that's part of what you're interested in. So part of what I would hear that would make a difference is how you want to know the right words to attract those right clients to you and where you might be able to find them. And that's something I'm happy to talk about with you during the course as well.
Oh, great. Yes. So like, how do you configure your website and searches so that the appropriate clients are looking and not clients looking for. And then as well as having those conversations with them so that you can discern whether it's a good fit or not.
Oh, absolutely. And Shauna, were you on last week's webinar where I was talking about the client attraction and attracting those right clients to you?
No, I did not attend that one.
Okay. So it was actually the webinar that I did last week, and it goes all into those things. So I am happy to talk about those things and answer the questions as well during the course.
Okay, great. Do you have a link to that webinar from last week or?
Not right now. But what I can say is if you message me later on, I can go ahead and share that with you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely. And Ritz, were there any questions on your part? And I know that you might be having a chat because you might be muted, might not have audio, but just want to see if there was anything I can answer. And also, if you're interested in enrolling into this, I'm just going to put the link in the chat as well. If that was something that interested you, you can go to businesssuccesssolution.com/cleanup-formula. And that's the page that where you're able to go ahead and go through more insights about the course as well as enroll into the course.
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
I've been following you for a while already, and I know that you have different modules, I guess, or different products that you offer. So for this particular session, it's just profitable cleanup. It doesn't involve your other modules that you've been offering in the past.
What was there something specific that interested you?
Basically related to the question a while ago regarding to the attracting clients and sometimes discerning those clients. Although I already have an insight on those topics that you provided previously, I just wanted to know, like, this particular session is just on profitable cleanup and it doesn't involve anything else.
So first of all, I will answer any questions that you want during the group calls. So if the attraction part is something that is coming up, I will answer that. But I actually have a bonus section in one of my other courses that's all about the client attraction and attracting those right clients so that you can then engage the right clients. What I'll do, because it's come up twice now, and I know that Paul was interested in networking too, I'll add that into the course because you both asked for it as a bonus section. Would that be helpful?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I am, like I said, I want you to get results. I want this to be an investment. I know that it is time as well as money. So I will take from one of my other courses, a bonus section that I have about the marketing and the client attraction part, and I'll add it into this course as a bonus as well.